And
Hello.
welcome to the Sunday Lives with Aimee and Boris
Yes, hello.
and little mascot Lucy. Today we're going to be discussing committing to God. So, what does it mean to you to commit to God? Well, it's not only the rituals such as going to church on Sunday or praying every day or your daily kind act or your donations, but it's also doing what's difficult, what most people won't do, and specifically sacrificing for righteousness is what most of us fail to do, because it's we're used to being comfortable, I guess, and it's hard to sacrifice. For example, when we have to get up early sometimes, that we go to sleep late, we don't want to get up, we want to keep sleeping. And now that these days are cold, we put on the heater and you can feel the warmth, and it's so cozy and nice, but we get up anyway. We sacrifice because it's only right that we get the floor done before the kids wake up, so that the kids that I'm asking to walk barefoot in my house don't get their feet dirty. And it's usually the best time that we can do it, so that they don't have to be uncomfortable not being able to step on the floor. So yes, I am tempted. We know that if we don't obey God, it's a sin and there's consequences. But then we fall into the trap of thinking, well, I'll just take the consequences. And maybe we're afraid to let God down, or that He's not going to love us. And we think, well, God loves us anyway. He loves us unconditionally. And so that's what the devil can do. He can convince you of those things so that you disobey, which sin only separates us further from optimizing a good relationship with God. And so then you think, at least what helps me is I'm asking God for a lot of things. I'm asking for a lot of people. I need this person to have peace. I need this person to have joy. I need this person to discover the truth. I need this person's soul to be saved. And I think of the many people I pray for, and I think to myself, well, I think my prayers will be more efficacious if I am being extremely obedient to God. Besides, I believe you have to commit to God fully, 100%, if you want to get to heaven. I don't think there's any other way about it. So even the smallest things, always think to yourself, what is the right thing to do? And for every action that we do, if we think, what is the right thing to do, it takes just a little step further. A good example, we went shopping, right? And I got a coat because it was cold, or jacket. There's no really a lot of coats in Miami. And so we get it, and it's hanged up on top of the chair. But then we think, well, the closet's a few steps away. What is the right thing to do? To actually hang it up right away. When boxes arrive, sometimes we set it aside. We leave things for later. We'll open it later. But is that the right thing to do, to procrastinate? The right thing to do is to take care of it at the moment. Otherwise, the consequences we forget, and who knows what that brings about. So if we focus on always doing the right thing, prioritizing what's right as God asked, then things will work out better. Everything will fall into place. There will be peace and harmony whenever we follow God's precepts. So it's in the details. It's in the little things. If we're faithful and loyal in the little things, eventually we'll get better at being faithful and loyal at the bigger things, when it's really important. At the same time, if we let things slide and we say, well, that's no big deal, and today I can just take it easy and I don't have to comply with my duties, then we're just going to let something more important go that we needed not to. And so we choose which way do we want to go. There's a way of joy and peace and love, and it's worth it with God to commit to Him, even though it's more difficult. Most people will do what's easiest, or would do the very least, or not put much effort and expect big return. But God is big return. If we commit to God, He listens to our voice. He hears our cry, like the Psalms say. And there's a song that says, I love the Lord because He has turned His ear to me, and I will always turn to Him. And it's wonderful having that confidence that because God knows your heart and you're trying your best, you're confident that God will turn His ear to you, that He will answer your prayers, if not in the best way He finds suitable for the good of our soul. And so either way, since He's perfect and all-knowing, and He knows exactly what we need, we will be perfectly taken care of. We will feel secure, and we will not fear, and it will increase our faith. And so if we stay close to God by doing what's difficult, and difficult is wanting to complain, but you don't. It's
so nice to complain.
It's wanting to be disparaging of someone, let's say someone on TV, or someone that honked at you on the road, but you don't. It's wanting to gossip about something that you heard that is super interesting, but there's no reason to tell the person, and it will not do them any good, so you don't. And it's not to protect someone else either, or to protect the person. So it's not being like the ways of the world, because they are the ways of the world. It seems like it's passable, normal, and even desirable. But that kind of joy is not solid, and it doesn't last. And sooner or later we come crashing down, because the devil is only kind to you for so long until he finds no longer any use of you.
Yep.
But God is that true friend that will stay till the end and will accept you open arms, forgive you no matter what you've done, and welcome you back into the family. And will understand that we have shortness, that we fall short, and that we have weaknesses, and will be patient with us as long as He knows we're giving it our best shot and we're trying our best. And we're not taking His love for granted, thinking, oh, at this church I can confess every day, so it's okay, I can just keep repeating the sin. No. No. God doesn't like that, I don't think. So, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like confessing a lot. But just in case we are always sinning one way or the other, we just may not be aware of it. And little by little, God opens our eyes and lets us see what is sin, removes the blindness and the darkness of it from our lives. So it's important to say the act of contrition as much as possible during the day. And the spiritual Holy Communion, a saint said if you do that several times a day in a month, it's life-changing. By a month, you'll see life-changing results. So I put it to the test, just like somebody told me that God will help me with my vices. I'll stop smoking and doing my Rasta ways. That God would give me the grace that it had to be that day, and I believed it. I said, well, if you believe God will give me the grace, I'll believe God will give me the grace, and let's see what this grace can do. And while this grace can move more mountains, it creates miracles. So, yes. But it started with that. It started with committing 100% to God, giving up all my vices, and trying my very best to live like Christ. I don't always succeed. I am a sinner. I fall short every day. I mean, I'd like to say one day I didn't fall short at all, but that's very hard. I'm sure there will be a day, because God made it possible that we cannot sin anymore, but we don't get it all at once. It takes time, and it's God's good time, and we must be patient. So, whenever we have the opportunity to sacrifice for right's right, we do it. Let's say, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it. I'm too tired. Oh, good. The more tired I am, the bigger the sacrifice. So, take those opportunities. Those are great opportunities. And the more virtue you practice, the closer you get to God. The same way that sin separates you, virtue brings you closer. So, committing to God 100% will get us to heaven.
Yep.
And it's by lots of prayer, because for us, that's what it takes. Some of us, that's what it takes. It may take going to church every day. It may take reading the Bible every day. Just make sure you spend time with loved ones as well. And very therapeutic is cleaning, by the way. Cleanliness is bliss. And so just try to commit, and you'll live a much peaceful, happier life. At least that's from first-hand experience. Is what I know best. Have a beautiful day and a happy Sunday. God bless.
Bye.